Okay, so here we are in my front bedroom, and this is the temporary location for the temporary sim. So I've moved a bunch of furniture around and I've created this space here, which is about wide enough to take the existing frame and have enough space for the extra bits and pieces that I want to do. Now, if you're thinking that looks like a bit of a flimsy frame, you're not wrong. It used to be quite a lot bigger and quite a lot stronger when it was originally built for the 2-seat sim that I had, and I'll intercut some photos of that on the video. But over time I cut it down to a 2-segment 1-seat sim, so each segment is 500mm, and originally there were 3 of them. It was kind of a modular system was the idea. And then I cut it, made it thinner and smaller because I wanted to get things nearer to the curve of the screen, and in order to keep things stable then I had to actually bolt it to the structure for the screen, so that's what kept it stable. And I've actually removed more. On the last video you would have seen me removing some bits and pieces that were on there. There used to be a leg on that corner there, there used to be one in the middle there, to keep it all segmented out. Unfortunately I got the Thrustmaster rudder pedals, which are fantastic, but they're wider than 500mm, so I think the extent of the pedals is something like 570 or 580mm, so it's far too big, so I had to remove bits of the structure to accommodate them. If you remember how it was laid out, that corner there was actually supported by a beam going out at 45 degrees, which then had things like the iPad mount and stuff on it. So what I want to do is replicate something not dissimilar to that, which means I'm going to need to anchor this frame in a couple of places. So I'm probably going to screw it into the wardrobe that's next to it. When that wardrobe moves back in the corner where it came from, you won't be able to see that hole, so I'm not too worried about making a hole there, and I'm probably going to have to drill it into the wall as well. That's not a big deal, I can fill that as and when I redecorate. So that's what we're going to start off doing, get this frame stabilised, and then I can get on with building the bits on top of it and seeing which bits of the old system will go into the new system and which bits I'm leaving out. And I'll do that over the course of the next few hours, and you can see the stop motion of that. Okay, so that's the basic structure done. Now we need to start adding back in some of the core equipment. So the yoke is the first thing I'm going to put back in order to do that, to get it properly located where it needs to go. So in order to do that, we'll find out where the previous holes were. So you can see how the main panel fits on. So it just sits over the structure, and these are where the various screens go. There's some electronics and wiring stuff behind here for these panels. Actually this thing, the Saitek panel is on, does come out separately, but I don't normally take it out because it's quite hard to get it back in again. The goal was always to replace the Saitek switch panel with one I was building of my own, and that project's kind of stalled at the moment, but it'll start again in the context of the new cockpit, because obviously I want to start with that rather than with the Saitek panel. But that's part of the project to come. This is just adapting the old kit. I've noticed I've mounted the yoke very slightly off center, but not enough that it's a problem. So it's still fine. And now what I need to do is to work out exactly how many USB devices I'm going to have, and whether I can get away with just the one USB hub or whether I'm going to need two. I think given it's a less complex sim, I'm probably going to get away with just the one, but I'm going to have to stop and think about it and count, and then mount it, and then just basically start putting devices in. So in this case, as I'm planning on using this sim primarily for Microsoft Flight Sim for the moment, since I'm playing about with that, and I'll talk more about what I think about that in another video, because it's a bit complicated for this video. I'm going to put my G1000 hardware back in, because I think I found a way to use it with Microsoft Flight Sim, and then I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to put the glare shield on. I probably will do. But then I need to mount the big monitor, which will sort of go up here somewhere on an arm. So I'll probably do a time lapse of that stuff, tack it on the end of this video, and then hopefully when we get to the end point, the basic temporary sim should be complete. So let's get on with that. well-earned drink. I'm knackered. And voila, we have lights. Also, this is the line for the cockpit lights here. So I have the LED power adapter here. Similar kind of deal. This is a UK plug. No matter what I try to do, this always is just a mess. Always. And just to prove that it works, I can manually trigger this and find the switch. Here we go. Woohoo! Lights. Right, so they work. Okay, so one thing that I usually do is wire up one of these little 4 port hub. It can be powered, but in this application it doesn't need to be powered. So what I'm going to do is connect up this to the one of the USB hubs inside, and then we'll have it floating around down the bottom, and I can use it to plug things like the throttle quadrants in because they get plugged in and out quite a lot, and then it just gives me a couple of spare ports that I don't have to reach down the back for, which is nice. So it should just drop quite nicely through the horrible cat's cradle of stuff that we've got down here. Here it comes. Now this TV is not especially heavy compared to TVs of this size, at least as they used to be, but nonetheless it's still quite fiddly to get it attached to the stand there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that there. You probably will not get a very good view of this. Alright, so balance it on here just so I can get into the right position, and then that isn't right. Gotta get the arm out far enough that I can actually hang it properly. There we go.
Which brings us back to where we were in the last video, with the temporary sim completed and set up in my front bedroom, and I'm now flying it and quite enjoying it. Going forward, the channel will be split between videos of flying on this new setup, probably mostly in Microsoft Flight Simulator, although I do intend to reinstall Prepared as well, but also, and probably more often, videos about the demolition, the redesign and the rebuild of the main sim in the back bedroom. So If you want to know when new video content comes out and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd very much welcome that. But if you do, I do recommend that you click the little bell icon to get alerted when I release a new video, because the schedule can be a bit erratic as I have to fit it around my real life commitments. However, I am committing to doing more frequent videos during the redesign process, kind of in a vlog style, and you will see more content than you have done over the last few months. So, as I say, subscribe if you'd like to. If you like this video, it helps if you click the like button. If you didn't like it, please feel free to click the dislike button. All feedback is gratefully received. And if you'd like to ask a question or leave a comment, do so in the comments below. I try to respond to questions and comments as quickly as possible. And in the meantime, I'll just say thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back on the channel very soon.